Please smash the bell icon to be notified of new content.
Please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching.
News 10.
Tonight marks a sad anniversary. 5 years ago, police officer Charles Dinwiddie is shot during a raid in Killeen. He died 2 days later. Thank you for joining us. I'm Tara Mergener.
And I'm Horton Collier. The accused shooter, Marvin Guy, is still in jail awaiting trial. News 10's Chelsea Edwards has more on how the city is honoring the officer's memory and what his accused killer has to say from behind bars.
It was during the sunrise on May 9th, 2014, that events would lead up to one light forever being turned out. Detective Charles Chuck Dinwiddie, a SWAT team leader, was serving a no-knock warrant on the Killeen home of Marvin Guy. When police raided the home looking for drugs, Guy fired. Dinwiddie was shot and died of his injuries 2 days later.
There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about him.
Every year, his family and the city honors his memory. A statement issued today from the Police Association says, as we approach the 5th anniversary of the sacrifice Charles Dinwiddie made for the people of Killeen, we still remember the impact he left on us all. Undoubtedly, there is a void his absence leaves within us all, but his memory lives on. Chuck was a shining example of selfless service to all who had the pleasure of knowing him, and we should all strive to carry on his legacy. The department will honor Dinwiddie during a memorial ceremony.
Now, what they failed to mention here is that Marvin Lewis Guy was in his home, his own home, when the police bust into his house with a no-knock search warrant looking for drugs, but they also had the wrong house. He defended himself. And furthermore, Texas is a stand your ground state. So why doesn't this law protect black people when their homes are invaded?
Tomorrow.
Officers losing their lives and citizens losing their lives.
The man accused of bringing Dinwiddie's watch to a close still sits in the Bell County Jail awaiting trial.
I've been in here for like 5 years.
Marvin Guy claims he didn't know who was entering his home, and he says he fired in self-defense. In a phone interview with a pastor, he comments on recent no-knock raids in Houston and Killeen.
Any citizen should be concerned about these no-knock raids. Even the people that are Killeen, they should come together and just simply say, these raids do not work. They don't have a good outcome.
No drugs were found in Guy's home, and he says he takes no satisfaction in how things happened.
I feel for this officer's family, his wife, his kids, his mom, his dad, but I would say this too. I would ask them to, look into this a little deeper.
In Killeen, Chelsea Edwards, KWTX, News 10.
These no-knock search warrants are becoming a problem mainly for black people, because I only hear them used in cases with black people, such as in the Breonna Taylor incident. They violate the 4th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution.
I don't trust being in my own home near that home because I don't know if someone's going to knock down my door.
People are furious, and they're letting the police chief of Houston know it after a botched drug raid last month that killed a husband and wife in their home.
And because there are serious questions about that raid, Larry Seward is live on the East End.
Fill us in, Larry.
Well, Lynn, Greater Houston's Coalition for Justice put all of this together. They invited the public and the police chief, as well as the mayor, who was not here, but the district attorney was. The chief opened his mouth and people jumped down his throat. Every time they spoke about no-knock warrants or the deadly drug raid investigators believe based on lies, Police Chief Art Acevedo and Harris County District Attorney Kim Ogg heard it.
I just want to say that you're a coward and all your officers are cowards.
I'm very confident that we're going to have criminal charges on one or more police officers, and my responsibility.
There is an orderly process to gathering evidence and presenting it, and we want that. That's what maintains order in our system.
Ain't no order, y'all killing us. Ain't no order.
That's the past. I don't play that game. Hey, I was fighting the union just last week about their Can I finish?
But in the black and brown community, this has been happening for decades.
I don't trust being in my own home near that home because I don't know if someone's going to knock down my door and shoot my dogs and kill me and my husband.
Aurora Charles, whose brother died when HPD served a warrant looking for someone else 6 years ago, wanted to know when and how things will get better.
All I want is the law to change. You cannot go by the word of an informant. You've got to do some more investigation. That's all I ask.
Chief Acevedo told us no-knock warrants are going away soon and more policy changes are coming.
For your jobs in jeopardy? I'm not worried about that. I think that not doing your job is what puts you in jeopardy. Not doing everything you can, your due diligence is what puts you in jeopardy. And like I said, my history and my skills speak for themselves. And quite frankly, if it wasn't for this chief, nobody would be talking about what our officer did wrong.
Though invited, Mayor Turner did not show up here. Neither did candidate Tony Busby, who in a statement earlier today called for Chief Acevedo to be fired. Candidate Bill King, the only candidate present here, told me he was encouraged by the chief asking for this no-knock warrant policy to be done away with. The City Council's Public Safety Committee, they plan to look at this issue as well. We're live on the East End tonight. Larry Seward, KHOU 11 News.
Still pretty contentious. We'll see where it all goes from here. Thanks so much, Larry.
I don't understand how the United States Constitution is supposed to be the highest law of the land, but the states can make a law to oppose the Fourth Amendment. With this type of conduct, citizens will never be safe in their homes.
The big headline tonight in the deadly HPD drug raid investigation. A second case linked to the officer accused of lying on that affidavit has been dismissed. This was one of the hundreds of cases connected to Officer Gerald Goins that are currently being reviewed by the district attorney's office. Meanwhile, our Channel 2 Investigates team continues its coverage of the deadly raid and the no-knock warrant. New at 6 o'clock, we're examining other warrants of that kind. Channel 2 investigator Mario Diaz live in the newsroom with what he has found. Mario?
Lauren, Houstonians are much more aware of the phrase no-knock warrant following last month's deadly raid. And while changes of more oversight have come to HPD, others already have it in place.
Effective immediately prior to seeking judicial approval for a no-knock search warrant, the chief of police or his designee must review and approve the request.
Once HPD Chief Art Acevedo announced a change in policy for no-knock search warrants, Channel 2 Investigates reached out to other departments in the area for how they execute their warrants. We sent emails to Fort Bend, Galveston, Harris, Montgomery, and Waller counties. All but Waller responded. In Fort Bend County, the sheriff's office policy is to announce a presence and purpose prior to entry. In Galveston County, sheriff's officers can request a no-knock and announce provision if they feel an announce will put them at risk. In Harris County, the sheriff's office says no-knock warrants are rare. Only 2 have been issued since July 1st of 2017. In Montgomery County, an officer can cite reasoning for a no-knock, but after a thorough risk threat assessment and review.
We've come to the determination we don't want to wait till we have more death.
Moving forward, Acevedo or one of his assistant chiefs will review warrants before they go to a judge. A no-knock can still be approved.
There's 2 reasons, basic reasons for a no-knock warrant. One is the safety of the officer, and one is to prevent the destruction of evidence.
Mark Stevens conducted dozens of warrants when he was with HPD. One of his concerns following the Harding Street raid, the kind of judge who signed off on the warrant. In this case, a municipal court judge.
Some of those judges do not have that kind of experience, and that's why, in my opinion, it should be a last resort, period.
Now, change is being proposed in Austin at the Capitol as Houston Area State Representative Harold Dutton filed for legislation last week to increase oversight in departments around the state. In the newsroom, Mario Diaz, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
Do you think that the judges and the prosecutors should be held accountable when people die from these no-knock search warrants? Give me your opinion. Let me know in the comments.